You know, true love is the pinnacle of our existence. It enhances the physical, it creates new emotional horizons, and it expands our consciousness. It does this for both partners. That's why we look so hard to find it and reestablish it if it should go missing. These rocks right here, these layers of rocks behind me were laid down over geologic time. That means hundreds of millions of years. Just like these rocks, the layers of our brain were laid down over hundreds of millions of years. The oldest part of our brain, our hindbrain, or reptilian brain, we share that with amphibians or reptiles, and that houses our instincts. Well, instincts are very active when we're looking for a love partner. The second layer of our brain is the midbrain, or old mammalian brain. And this was laid down about 200 million years ago. We share this with all mammals. This brain includes the amygdala, which houses our emotions. So when we connect at that level with a love partner, we're actually using that layer of our brain. The last layer is the neocortex, and that houses the frontal lobes. And that's where we get our intelligence from, our reason, our thought, our creativity. In a true love relationship, we connect on each level of mind that corresponds with each layer of that brain. Now, true love couples establish those connections through balance, through a balanced love relationship. And what we're going to do is we're going to go take a look on the other side of the trail. We're actually on the famous Appalachian Trail here in Pennsylvania. On the other side of the trail is the famous Reading Railroad. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down there and we're going to make an analogy between the trains and the connections of true love. So I'll see you down at the train station. Ah! All right, we made our way down off of the mountain here to the famous Reading Railroad to illustrate an analogy between true love connections and the couplings like you see this one here on train cars. Now, we can't have train cars flying off the track when we go around a curve, and likewise we can't leave part of our cargo behind. The couplings break, so they have to be very, very strong. This one happens to be made out of steel, and the connections along the physical, emotional, and intellectual lines in a true love relationship are just as strong as this coupling. In fact, true love couples find balance in that relationship through those strong bonds. And when they come even slightly out of balance, the paramount concern for both partners in a true love relationship is to race back into balance. And that is the result of those strong connections. The value proposition of this class is to help you understand how those connections are formed and how to maintain them for life. So if you're looking for true love with a great guy, you found the right class, and I'm very, very excited to get back to the classroom. So all aboard, next stop, the classroom.
All right, you are in class 201, the Connected Minds of True Love. And if for any reason that's not the right class, please let us know. We'll get you right over to the one that you're really wanting to get into. Don't sweat it. It does happen. The geologist / train conductor during the intro to this class should have told you that the value proposition of this class is to help you learn about the levels of connection in a true love relationship and how they form. But before we dive into the deep end on that, what I'd like to do is outline some objectives that we'll need to meet in order to deliver on that value proposition. Number one, I want to familiarize you with the layers of brain, how they evolved over time. Number two, I want to familiarize you with the levels of mind that correspond to those layers of brain. Then I want to discuss the different languages that we use to communicate and connect with a love partner on each of those levels of mind. And I'm talking about physically, emotionally, and intellectually. I want you to learn why most couples wrestle with connecting on those levels of mind. And I think that's really important so that you can avoid that in your love relationship. And I want to also have you discover how true love couples form really strong bonds. along those connecting lines at those levels of mind, once again, instinctual or physical, perceptual or emotional, and conceptual or intellectual, how they form those connecting bonds at those levels and why they're so strong. Lastly, we're going to go out in the field. We're going to talk to some great guys and see just how important true love is to them and demonstrate how little they actually know about connecting. So you're going to need to know it to help them. I promise you that.